We're on. Good evening. My name's Sean Ferrella. So let's talk about what you just heard. That's pretty much what day one sounds like. Those excruciating sounds, those horrific sounds, we actually experience on day one, and we actually experience those sounds every single day. Because really what we're doing is a transformation. What they just did was they played sounds on a mouthpiece, a simple piece of equipment. But those mouthpiece sounds translate and transfer into sounds on musical instruments. So we've got a transformation process happening, not only on musical instruments, but also with these wonderful, and I truly mean wonderful students that you guys see in front of you. They've come so far, as I'm sure you're going to hear in a moment, in the last few months. And really what I try to do, first of all, thank you all for being here. It's great seeing so many people in support of music education. And what I try to do in here with these students, or in the band room every day, is create good, great human beings through playing musical instruments. So it's really not about playing a musical instrument, but that's where we start. It's really about a transformation of them becoming great people. And everything boils down to a couple things. We talk about, back when I first got to Teasley, you know, I didn't, for the first 6 months, I didn't want to talk about those awful sounds. And then I figured, why not? I mean, everybody hears them. So we started talking about how that sounds bad. That does sound bad. But once you sort of invite that and say, okay, that's a bad sound, we can move on from there. It sort of shatters the fear factor. And we start to develop self-confidence. We start to develop organization. We start to develop discipline. We start to develop all these great things in these students. So I think what you'll hear tonight is a transformation from these bad sounds that we just made to wonderful sounds that you'll hear at the end of this portion of our performance. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our students to walk you through and sort of teach you about the concert experience. A little hint on my side of things is these pieces are short right now because we're still building stamina. Feel free, please, to applaud, because that helps us. So we're sort of teaching you how to do a concert and teaching them how to experience one sort of together. So without further ado, our first trio of speakers.
Our main focus is on our sound and tempo. We also concentrate on a good breath and keeping our air and sound steady. A note has three important parts: the attack, the tone, and the release.
You will notice that we watch Mr. Ferrella a lot so that we can stay together. It takes a lot of concentration for 150 of us to do this without any mistakes. With all of our pieces, as soon as you see Mr. Ferrella bring his hands down to his side, feel free to applaud. We hope you enjoy our real warm-up.
My name is Ashton.
And my name is Isabel, and we play the alto saxophone.
We have combined our next two pieces, Rising Rhythms and Stepping Stones, to create one piece. These pieces demonstrate quarter notes.
A quarter note gets one count each, and each note lines up with Mr. Farillo's conducting. We had to work very hard to be clear about the start of our notes. Again, feel free to clap when we finish. We hope you enjoy our next pieces demonstrating quarter notes.
Pieces are in A minor mood and the famous hot cross buns. We focus on holding notes for 2 counts, and those notes are called half notes. You'll also notice us not breathing after these half notes while keeping our air and sound steady. We hope you enjoy our demonstration of half notes.
Thank you. So before our next speakers, let me just talk to you a moment about like I said before, this is a transformation. We went from very simple sounds to now more complex things. And it took a long time to figure out how to match all these pitches on stage. And we're still not perfect. You hear mistakes up here. And we talked about the fact that mistakes are going to happen, but it's like football. And when a fumble happens, it's all about how you react to it. And they're doing a wonderful job so far. So the next two pieces that you're going to hear are more challenging for us and took us a little while longer to put together.
Our names are Haley and Maddie, and we play the bassoon. Our next piece is called Mary We Roll On, but you may also know it by Mary Had a Little Lamb. You will hear the woodwind section and the brass and percussion sections. After you've heard our last group play, we will all play together. We hope you enjoy our next piece.
Great. While we're waiting for our last speaking group to come on up here, a few things. A lot of these students, and I know I heard Mr. Chain touch on it earlier, but a lot of the students that you see on stage are sharing during the day instruments. We have as many as sometimes 5 students sharing one instrument because we have so much interest in band and in music education, and that's great. That's a wonderful problem to have. But we've got to figure out a way to get some more funds moving so that we can purchase some instruments. And I know in your program, it stated that there's $250 for a clarinet is a roundabout figure, up to about $2,000 for a tuba. There's a pretty wide range as far as what instruments cost. So there's I'm calling it a bucket in the back of the auditorium that if you have any extra funds that you're able to donate to help us out, those will go directly to getting more instruments in the hands of these awesome, awesome students. So without further ado, our last speaking group.
Our names are Megan,
Victoria,
Emily, Piero, and Bryson, and we are in the brass section in the Teasley band. Before our last pieces, we'd like to say a very special thanks to you, our parents and family members, for supporting us for being an awesome organization, the band of Teasley.
Our last piece is very challenging and requires us to know the roadmap of our music. Different symbols tell us to skip different places in the music.
Jingle Bells has been featured on hundreds of holiday albums from Frank Sinatra to SpongeBob SquarePants. In fact, when the American composer James S. Clear wrote the song in 1857, he was probably thinking more about the snowy winter weather than a particular holiday.
This song celebrates the joyful experience of riding through the snow on a winter day, which many of us got to do for an entire week last year.
Thank you for your support at our first concert tonight. We hope you enjoy Jingle Bells.
Thank you so much. We're going to transition over to our 8th grade band. So 7th graders, if you could grab your books.